Boredom brings out the best in people, and other people just lets them know that they're even more bored. So today, I'm going to be doing a remake of my rifle basics video. We're going to start off with how to tape a rifle. We're going to start off with the nose. Now you're going to go about 4 inches down, 4, maybe 5 inches, and you're going to take fiber tape and you're going to coil from the top all the way down to the bottom here, maybe one over the top too, just to be safe. Fiber tape, it's kind of like that clear duct tape kind of stuff with little cloth fibers running through it. It helps strengthen the rifle and the wood and keeps it from breaking easily. Then you're going to take the white tape that you see on the outside and crisscross it a couple times over the top, 2, 3, 4, whatever you feel like, until it's covered. I need nose job, sorry, don't judge me. Then you're going to coil that after you've crisscrossed across the top, from the top all the way down to the bottom here, and then you're going to pull it off, and there you have the nose taped. Up next, we've got this little swivel daily bob. You're supposed to tape it so that it protects this. You can see kind of how I failed at that, or heat has made the tape go up. Not quite sure which. Yeah, I coil it around here 3 or 4 times, and that should be good. You don't need fiber tape for this part. Then we have the bolt area from right here to right here. Now, in my color guard, we take off the bolt before we start taping. Some guards tape over the bolt, your choice, whatever instructor says. Now, we take off the bolt and we start about 2-3 inches above the bolt with fiber tape, and we coil that all the way down to the neck. Fiber tape really isn't quite as flexible, so you might have to cut it off in several pieces and tape it accordingly. Then you're going to take the white tape, and that is much more flexible, of course, as you might see, and you're going to start from here and go all the way down. And that's how you tape a neck. Now you want to stop, of course, maybe 1 or 2 inches, just right after the neck. Don't stop here because the neck is so thin, it's probably one of the thinner areas that you don't want to lose the neck. That would suck. Then your rifle's done, and I don't think you can fix that. Up next, we have the butt. Now you can't really tell because, I don't know, you can't unless you have x-ray vision, but there's padding under here. You're going to take padding. Ours came with padding. If your padding rips out, pads work. Cut it to fit the shape, and then tape over and around, over and around, and then coil it all the way until it reaches this little swivel guy right here. You got to tape it over the swivel. This piece of tape has just ripped off. And that is how you properly tape a 36 sized rifle, my version. And now we continue with the basics. I'll put you right here, and I'll get up, and I'll go over here. Alright, so first let's start off with some drop spins. For drop spins, you're going to start off, or for the right side drop spins, you're going to start off with your hand right here in your palm, thumb going down, fingers going over, kind of cupping it, got a little taco in your hand. Then you're holding the taco upside down, all the stuff's going to fall out, but oh well, you're holding the rifle. And your left hand's going to be flush with the nose of the rifle. That means that you can't see anything past your pinky right there. Don't wrap your thumbs because then it'll be a little bit harder to get it going in motion and things like that. So just put your thumbs down the rifle like this here. Now let's start off with 2. Let's do 2 drop spins. Ready? 5 and 6 and 5, 6, 7, push and 1, 2. You're going to stop right here. Strong, nice little strong stop you got going on. Now let's move on to 8, and I'll show you how to proper stop. 5 and 6 and 5, 6, 7, push and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, stop. You're going to stop like you were going to toss or like you're going to start on the left side. Now as you're doing these, you need to try to maintain a 90-degree angle with your arm. If you go too high, it gets a little bit harder to control the rifle, and if you go too low, it's hard to control the rifle, and then you might even drop it and it'll bounce up and hit you in the face, and that sucks. So, now for the left side. For the left side, your left hand is going to start off right here in between the silver and this little taped bolt looking thing. And your right hand is going to be flush with the butt of the rifle. That means you can't see anything past your pinky for the butt. Now, as you're spinning, your hand's going to naturally go in just a little bit. It's going to go in probably just about right here, to where your index finger is just over, and these three fingers are right here, just before the bolt area. So let's do 2 on the left side, 5 and 6, and 5, 6, 7, push, and 1, 2. Nice little strong stop there. If you want to stop it strong, press your thumb into it more. Then we're going to do 8, and I'll show you the proper stop. 5 and 6, and 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, stop. Sorry, that was a little weak. Also, while you're doing on the left side, you need to make sure that you're maintaining a 90-degree angle with this arm as well. Also, as you're doing drop spins on either side, you need to watch your free hand right here. I have a tendency for the left, my hand will sometimes look like this. Try to keep it straight. Use that extra energy that you're having to create this to pull your arm down. That goes for the right side as well. Some people, different tendencies. Next, we're going to do some tosses. We're going to start off with a single, the most basic toss there is really. You're going to start with, just like you would for a left drop spin, your hand is going to be right here in between the silver and the little bolt looking tape thing, and then flush with the butt of the rifle. And before you go into a toss, you've got a lock. This right here is the lock position. Now first let me show you the lock position. It's going to stop just about here in between the valley area, kind of like a seatbelt. And your arm is going to be in line with the butt of the rifle. Now, your lock has to be strong to get your toss out, because if your lock is weak, your toss is weak, it'll be too lofty, might whop yourself in the face. Depends for each person, each tendency. Some instructors do like to do the lock before the toss, before a single, sorry. Some like to do the lock before a single, some don't. Depends on each one. I'm not going to stand here and tell you your instructor's wrong. But I'm going to show you what my instructor shows us. So, let's do a single. No, let's just do a lock. 5 and 6 and 5, 6, 7, lock. Now, a single in itself is basically a drop spin in the half, kind of ish. You're just catching it. So let's do that lock one more time. 5 and 6 and 5, 6, 7, lock. See how my arm's in line? I used all my energy. My wrist is kind of twisted at an awkward angle, but that's okay because I'm about to release it, and it'll be all better. So let's do a single. 5 and 6 and 5, 6, 7, lock, out, freeze. That is how you catch a single. Now, when you move on to a higher toss, let's say you're moving on to a double. You've managed to catch your single successfully, and you want to do a double. The only difference between a single and a double is this guy right here. Is one measly little spin. So don't be afraid of it. Move on slowly. Don't be doing singles one day and say, you know what, I'm going to learn how to do a quad today. Doesn't work like that. Also, something you might have seen, which a lot of people see, is free hands. You might have seen the GIF. These are not free hands. 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 And these especially are not free hands, because then you are most surely going to be whacked in the head. These are free hands. Now, when you put a toss into the air, you've got to be sure that you have your free hands correctly, because if you go like this, your toss will go up and it will come down. But if you go like this or like this, your toss will either go all the way over there or all the way over there, and that will not be fun for either of the people standing next to you. So figure out your free hands. It's got to be very, very strict. It's 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, lock, out. Those are your free hands right there. If you're doing this, that's called a rainbow toss. Lock, out, whoops, lock, out. That was my tendency, trying to correct it, go straight up. Your neighbor will not like you, ever, and you probably will kill him, or something like that, which won't be pleasant for anyone. I think I've covered just about all that needs to be covered. If you have any questions, message me. Also, there's always that wonderful little button that you can hit or touch or something like that. Subscribe!